help you be successful. That's my job. Believe it. I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't gonna help you. None of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing. Let's kick their ass. They don't know a damn thing about handicapping. And I'm coming after you, Disney. I'm the guru. I am Sportsguru.vegas. That name was earned by picking winners. That's how it works. Make no mistake, I'm here to win. That's right. We're here to win. Welcome to the show again, Gurus. Sports Guru Vegas live coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, the greatest city in the world. We always lead the show with that. It is for me. And when you guys come and visit, I hope it is for you. I'm sure it is, or you wouldn't come. And Vegas is just on fire. Congratulations to the people who build the city, as far as the bureaucrats, all the way up to the engineers companies that construct these magnificent casinos. These are just magnificent hotels, 5-star hotels, wonderful restaurants. I could easily do a infomercial for this city, right? I've been living here. Welcome to my show, the new viewers, TikTok, Twitter. Welcome to Guru Shows. I've been living in Vegas since '98, and I've loved it since the first time I came here. My brother and I used to come here a lot in the '90s and some in the '80s, and so we just inevitably we figured, hey, let's move here. And we love sports wagering, we love sports betting, so we started that process. And a few years later, I met another person named Mark. And he'll be on the show later in a couple of weeks. In fact, he'll be here next week, Gurus. And then him and I put some of our ideas together, and we've done pretty consistently well. Again, it's gotten harder, Gurus. I think we're seeing that. Yesterday, just to recap what happened, college basketball 2-1, NBA 2-1. And then we lost in the hockey. We had 2 round robins. They both went 1-2. And the hockey's been, it's been a battle. The hockey, the NBA, more experience in the NBA, Gurus. So we're going to be heading more towards the games we feel, are going to help you win. We're doing everything we can to maintain all of this. We have the NFL coming up this weekend. There'll be a bowl game, the final one on Monday. So we have a lot of games to look forward to, NFL playoffs. And again, I've been saying, Gurus, for the last week that we have a hell of a lot more games left for us to bet. We're just entering conference games in the college basketball. So we have most of college basketball still ahead of us. So we're going to take advantage of that. That's something we need to win at. I have a lot of experience with college hoops, Mark and I, and helping people as well. So and I told you, Gurus, yesterday, we have to focus. That's our bread and butter, college hoops, and we need to maintain in the NBA and then the hockey. And that's my job, is to get us there. Keep competing, and we're competing, but we have to get in that black, that black profit margin. What's important, Gurus, and I've explained this to the new viewers, is I'm your guide. So I want I put the games in order. We have 4 round robins today again. And I'm going to give you those. In fact, we're going to get into those pretty soon here. Whenever I have 4, I like to get most of the games done by the first half hour, then follow up with whatever we need the second 20 minutes or whatever. And we will get that done today, you guys. So just setting it up, we have a lot to look forward to, Gurus. A lot of NBA, hockey, college basketball, again, is our bread and butter. That's where the most matchups are that I can identify for us to win at. And the NFL playoffs are going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of things to talk about. I don't spend as much time on news on this show. You've noticed that. I spend a lot more time on the actual games because there's a lot of games to go over. Now, this isn't Disney ESPN here where we laugh about people, what they wear. We talk about all this nonsense. That doesn't happen here. We talk about the games, right? Now, as we evolve our show, we're in our sixth, seventh week. As the show evolves, we'll get more into the entertainment aspect, because there is an entertainment aspect to this. These shows are not successful because they pick winners on television. These cable network shows, they're not successful because they pick winners. They're successful because they present sports to you in an entertaining way, and that's worth a lot of money. People want to be entertained. Some of us love to bet sports, so we are in the next level of that. We want entertainment, but we also want information. So I started this show to fill that gap. There's not enough information to help the average person that wants to start betting or is interested in looking into betting. And I've been doing this for 25 years helping people. So I'm more certainly equipped, way more equipped than the people that you're watching on ESPN, Disney. Disney Channel owns it, so we know they censor. We know they have an agenda of wokeness, which is, again, anti-American, in my opinion. We all should achieve success through our own personal accomplishments, not because someone decides we deserve a position that we may not deserve. So perhaps you want, competition drives capitalism, gurus, right? The best person has to win. That's how it works. So with that in mind, I want to earn your viewership. We're going to grow this company. We're going to grow this show on good fundamentals, on hard work. I spent 2 hours with Mark this morning doing the game so we can present them to you in an orderly fashion so that you guys can make some good decisions for yourself. I want you to mix these games, do whatever you need to do, bet them straight. Whatever it takes to be successful, gurus, I want you to do that. Use me as your guide. So let's get started with that. It looks like we're going to go straight into college basketball. And let's do that. So we have UMass is playing Duquesne at home. That's a money line bet. So when I put ML, that means I'm just playing the money line. Now, you can lay the points instead of the money line, and you'll save 50 cents depending on the game, on the spread. The higher the spread, you have to cover twice. So what I try to do is find a middle ground. The spread's, I think, 170. That's reasonable for this position. So we're going to lay that, and I'm going to lay it for most of it. Now, again, optional on the points when you lay. And this next bet, George Washington. So GW means George Washington. Most people who have been betting or had experience in college basketball know GW is George Washington. But gurus, I'm here to clarify for the newer people who are just getting into betting. It looks easy for you and I, but there's some people that need a little more explanation. So bear with me when I share this information. Most of you guys know George Washington is GW. That's what we abbreviate it. Miami is starting their conference game. They're playing Clemson at home, and we're going to try to get 2 in that game. You should be able to. It's 1.5. Buy to 2.5 if you want. And I'm going all that. The money line's not positive enough. The differential, kind of like the Toledo game yesterday. Toledo did win outright, right, at Ohio. We won that bet. And I bet everything on the spread because it was only a 40-cent differential. And I figured take everything on the plus the 3. They won easily. So we did. We hit Colorado State late against New Mexico, and they easily won that game as well. They started out struggling a little bit. They were down like 4 or 6. They ended up taking care of it. They had no chance at New Mexico. And those are the kind of games we need to keep betting and have in our round robins. And those, I'm going to keep delivering that to you, gurus. That's my job. So let's go over it real quick again. First round robin. Now, buy to tie is right underneath that. and it's stuck. I have to edit that, and I will, gurus. But it's a good saying, buy the tie. Right? I've been telling my viewers that since the first week. You buy the tie. So in this case, Miami's 1.5. You buy the two. You can get 2.5 on some of your apps, buy that. But if they're one, you got to get off one. I always tell get off one, buy it to 1.5. And when you're laying one, you always want to lay the money line in that situation. Why wouldn't you? If you win by one, you push. And if you lose by one, you push. And you don't want that, gurus. We need to win every game we can. And if we have to lay 10 cents, 20 cents more, do that. That's my experience. It's cost effective enough. And granted, all these things matter. So when you're talking about your profit, right, being in the black as opposed to not, every cent matters. Every cent, right? So, but we're doing this, gurus, for two reasons. We love betting sports, right? We enjoy it. And I always tell people be responsible with it. So you can do this with me for the long haul. That's how I've done it. And that helps you enjoy. Things don't always go well. Of course not. This is gambling with an advantage from a lot of experience I have, but it's still difficult. We're trying to beat the odds makers who are laying 10 cents on every game at least. And we have to overcome that. And then the other bettors out there who move numbers, we have to overcome that too. And that's why I started this show, because Disney, SPN, and the other networks, they don't have anyone that can really help you with this. They don't know how to help you. They can't even identify what the hell a bet is. And I mean that. I watch enough of him to know I don't watch him anymore. I'm busy with this show now. I have no time. I have time to watch the games at night, which is all that matters to me. So I have time to do the show. And lately, for the last 2.5 weeks, I've been putting all these bets on TikTok and Twitter. They're short videos. They take 15 seconds about, and all my plays are on there for you gurus. So if you happen to miss the show, you go on Twitter, TikTok, and all the plays are there for you. But that takes me as much time actually to download the videos as this show takes. So that's okay. This has been a unique experience for me. I'm grateful for the opportunity, gurus, to do this with you. Normally, I'd just be betting these games on my own. I'm glad I can share them with you. It takes me extra work, but of course, I'm trying to build a business to become successful one day. Takes a long time. You got to be here every day, be responsible, be reasonable with your viewers, show that you care with your action, your work ethic. And you always see this notepad. Sorry about that, Gurus. I hit the keyboard. There's hours of notes on here. I want to thank Chase and David with mainstage.pro. They're the ones that help me educate me on running this show. And that's important, so I can give you guys a quality show every time. So thank you, Chase and David, again. I always mention them at least once here. I'll put their let's see if I got it. This is David's company and Chase. So these are the people I work with. So Main Stage Pro. I want to go into the next round robin. We're going to stay in college basketball, but also we're going to go into the NBA on one of the games. The first game is Georgia Tech. We like them at Florida State. Florida State's struggling a lot this year. They don't look that good. This spread favors Georgia Tech. We had Georgia Tech at Hawaii, I think a week and a half ago. They won pretty easily. It got close for a little while, but that was a good bet for us. It helped us hit a round robin. I believe we hit a four-teamer that day. So it does stand out to me. And one of the games was their football team. Georgia Tech was playing a bowl game. We hit both of those. And I think we had two other games with it. I'm pretty sure we had a four-teamer that day. And it's not easy, gurus, to hit that. I do release four-teamers, and I have no problem with it. You have to pay more. So just to clarify, round robins is all I release. And every time I send that out, it says round robin. That's because I always bet the round robin. And you have to bet your unit can be any, it depends what your app takes, but generally it's $2 each leg all the way up to whatever you want, right? So you got to find your sweet spot. What are you comfortable investing? I know what I'm comfortable investing and I invest that. But when I present these games to you, they're all with the understanding that the reason I do the round robin, gurus, is your leg is the same price. So you can, it helps you with money management better. Now, if the win loss is negatively affected on the round robin. And that's why I say if you've been betting straight, you've been doing better than actually betting the parlay, the round robin. However, when the upside comes, and it will, when our games start having consistent success, that will benefit us by betting the round robin. That's the strategy behind my strategy I'm presenting to you. I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm comfortable with it, or I wouldn't release it to you guys. What we need to do is bring up the money lines in these games. And now I didn't type it in here, gurus, but Georgia Tech, Indiana, those are +5, +6. Of course, money lines are optional. Will I bet a money line on these games? I don't know yet. That's why I didn't put it in there. I haven't decided yet because these matchups are pretty, they're not like I feel, and in college they're on the road. We want to take, I'm certainly going to take a minimum of 80% on the money on the +5 Georgia Tech and +6 Hoosiers. But gurus, you're your own boss, right? You have your own intellect. So you decide. So, for example, the Clippers are a money line favorite today. There's no Durant for the Suns. So we're going to take the Clippers to beat the Suns today. Now, it's a money line bet. And it's probably, I think, in the under $2 range, about 180, 190. We can lay all of that on the Clippers, or you can lay most of it and lay the 4 at Suns. And that again is up to you as an individual. I'm educating you on how I bet, and then you can decide how that works for you. And that's how we're doing this. Also, I do have I want to check this out. A chat looks like Mark. Okay, let's see what Mark has to say today. College basketball looks good tonight, right? Okay, Mark. The answer is college basketball always looks good, right? To me, I mean, that's not always true. These games, sometimes the more layers I have, the better, but it always doesn't equal the outcome, gurus. So my job again as your guide is to find the games that I know have a financial advantage at the end of the year. What may lose, like we went 0-3, Sunday on the college, and now we've come back. We went 2-1 yesterday, and we won the day before, I believe, in college as well. So it bounces back and forth. So our goal is to again find that sweet spot where we're making maximum value in all of our bets compared to what we're investing. That's the number one criteria for any investor, no matter if you're in the stock market, no matter what markets you're trading in the stock market. And this is certainly no different. This is very similar to option trading, gurus. And if you have no experience with that, I can share real quickly. Option trading has contracts. They usually go 30-day minimum up to a year. So what the investor will do is purchase a contract on a company. They have to guess whether the stock's going to go up or down in price, and the closer they make it to the strike price, which is the sweet spot, the more money you make. So let's say you take Apple to go up $1 in 30 days. That's not going to pay you much because it's almost a $200 stock if it already isn't. So you'd want to say like maybe $5. Now you get paid more because you're anticipating a higher increase in their strike price, which that's so the more riskier, the higher you make the strike price, the more money your option pays you. And in this case, gurus, we're betting round robins, which means we're tying three teams together. Our strike price is conservative, so we always take the highest chance of winning in that particular game. And then in this situation, so I'll go back to let's go back to the games real quick. I think we were on Georgia Tech. And in this scenario, the highest chance of winning is Georgia Tech and the Hoosiers. You take the points, and then you lay the money line the Clippers. That would be your primary bet. Your secondary bet would be money line Georgia Tech, money line Hoosiers, and you would lay the points on the Clippers. And then you would make more money if it hits, but you have to cover and win outright on the road. So I didn't put an option for the money line and the spread on the Clippers, but it's always there, gurus. And I will remind you, I should write it every time, but you guys know that. For the new people watching, you always have options. And like Mark just asked a question, you can always type a question for Guru during the show. I'll get it. I see it when it comes, and I'll answer it for you if I can. Been doing this a long time, so I pretty much know most of the answers to the questions you have. I probably know them. Let's move up to the next round robin, gurus, and that's more in the. This is all NBA here. So we have Sacramento on the money line. They're playing the Magic tonight. The Magic played last night in Golden State. So they're going to be a bit tired. Sac's a very good home team. We've been winning with Sacramento lately, and they've been getting pretty good value. So that means the odds makers are being generous in this position with Sacramento, we hope. We believe they are. It's a reasonable money line. Again, you can bet just like the Clippers. You can lay the points. I'm betting the money line. That's why I put ML. Then we go to the Pacers at home. They're playing the Bucks. They're getting 4. They've beaten this team 3 out of 4 this year, which means Milwaukee will probably be ready for them. They still have to cover 4 on the road. And in the NBA, that is a decent amount of points. So we're going to stay with Indiana in this position. And they've proven they can beat this team. The last game we're going to take is the Hawks. Yesterday, we had Oklahoma City against the Celtics. We took that game at home. They were a dog. They won outright. I did have money line action on that, so I made a little bit on the secondary. In this situation, they're on a back-to-back. They're traveling to Atlanta. They're laying 1, which basically they're not giving us hardly anything. You can buy it to 1.5, 2 gurus. I would strongly encourage that. You want to get off the 1, certainly, and you want to try to get at least 2 on this. And you should be able to buy it on your app to 2. And again, if you want to take the money line, Atlanta, you'll get plus 120 or whatever, and go right ahead and do that. I'm taking the points for it all because we're in Atlanta struggling this year. Oklahoma City's a top team. They really are. They're very good, this team. They're beating everybody. They don't really care who they play. And they crushed Denver on the road. They beat Boston like it was nobody's business yesterday. They're here to win. And Atlanta's not here to win so far, but in this situation, they need to win Atlanta. They're not in the they're in the postseason position wise, but they need to maintain that and improve that position. Do they want to just be another playing team like they were last year? I wouldn't. If I'm a team, your job is to win enough games in the regular season where you play a series game, and hopefully you win enough games where you play a home series game. And, that's what this is all about. You play well in the regular season, you make your postseason situation a lot easier on yourself. There's less games you have to win. Therefore, you're not traveling as much. And all this starts factoring in. And I use all this stuff, gurus, everything imaginable that goes into a game. I use it, and you have to. This is a very sophisticated. When they set these lines, they have computer systems. So that means I better damn well be on top of all of my situations and take every advantage possible to make some money in this. It's very difficult. We do this for the love of the game, the excitement of the bet, the passion of what we watch. If you watch the bowl games this weekend, you saw excellent football, in my opinion, even with the new rules that they have, which I don't agree with some of them. The targeting one is one of them. Um, but we could go back and forth on that. But the games were very entertaining. Michigan, Alabama was very entertaining. Washington, Texas, we had Washington, so that was very entertaining. I had a little on Michigan. I had a little also on a couple losers. I took Iowa and Liberty, so that washed out. But those were bets I made for my own entertainment value. So I do bet games, gurus, that I don't release on the show once in a while for entertainment value because I am here to be entertained too. I bet not just to make money. I bet to be entertained, but I don't bet a game where I don't feel I have the right side. I won't bet it. I mean, rarely will I do that. And if you think about it, if you've been doing it as long as Guru, you can usually pick out a right side of the game. There's always something from my experience. I can say, well, this is reasonable. Now the consequences are mixed, and you're laying juice, so I don't release them to you guys unless I really know there's a financial advantage, an investment advantage in these individual bets. And so we have to keep going with this. This is what I do, and I'm here to help you. So the more knowledge I share with you, the more you can help yourself make better decisions on your own because you might have information and see things that Guru isn't. One thing I've been sharing is if you're following other handicappers and they're winning, is stay with them. We're all going to have our time. We're all going to get hot. We're all going to win. Just depends on what we perceive as our strategy. I have my strategy I've developed working with Mark over the years, decades, and I'm comfortable with this strategy. We play it every single day, and we have to now we need to get in the black instead of just competing. So with our job is to make that happen for you gurus. So I want to share the last round robin with you guys. I like to do this, like I said, by the halfway point. Hockey's been a problem, right? We had 2 round robins yesterday. They went 1-2 each of them. That means we lost. That's not good. We don't like that. The other 2 sports held their own, college and NBA. And the hockey should be holding its own as well. Why? Why does Guru say that? Because hockey has juice. VIG, we call it. Higher VIG, meaning the price to make a bet than these other 2 sports by a long shot. So most sports are minus 110. You get points or you lay points. In hockey, it's all money line. Okay, you're either getting a puck line that you're laying or you're getting plus on, or you're getting a money line that you're either laying your minus or a plus. Well, I like to take pluses in hockey, plus a puck and a half, because I have hockey used to be a very one goal oriented game because the rules were different. Now the rules favor more scoring, and they did that on purpose, gurus, to make it more interesting for the average viewer, and it worked because hockey is just blowing up as far as people watching it. The franchises are worth a lot more money. Now, that hasn't um, uh, uh, flowed down our direction yet. So hockey's not making me money this year so far. And that's a problem. We got to fix that. And we will. That's what we do. That's how I become successful. You figure it out and you keep moving. And we will, gurus. Well, today I'm going to play 2 games. We have the Capitals on the puck line. Again, and I put optional NHL money line. So let me explain. Capitals beat this team twice, so they're a puck line dog, and they're a substantial home dog. The Capitals have a new coach this year, so he's beaten this team twice. So you bet him again. Why wouldn't you? You don't have to win. And there's the whole advantage of the puck line. And in this case, we're getting reasonable value. It's not real high for hockey. Now, what does that mean? Is that we still have to win and execute the game. And that hasn't been happening enough in hockey. But we're putting ourselves and we're betting games that have reasonable value, have reasonable opportunities of winning the bet. And we keep doing that over and over again, gurus. And that's how we become successful. Um, with that in mind, we're going to play the Capitals on the puck line. The Ducks are at home, and the Ducks are getting a puck line, a favorable puck line. Why are we betting this game, gurus? Because Toronto played yesterday. They actually beat us. We had them we took the Kings against Toronto at home. Now they beat them, right? So now they played the Ducks on a back-to-back, and home ice generally on the road, excuse me, gurus, on a back-to-back, they usually change goalies a fair number most of the time in hockey. So we have a rested team in Anaheim playing a team that then they beat them last year at home. And now we have hopefully a team that's tired on the road. They played a good Kings team and they kicked their ass, right? We had the Kings. So hopefully we get that puck line winner. You know, I shared that yesterday with you guys. When I bet hockey, my first priority is to cover that puck line, and baseball is no different. I play baseball the same way, except baseball, we have pitchers, right? I got my Cardinal hat on here. So we have pitchers, guru. We use pitchers and other things to make our decisions in baseball. And you'll find that out when you follow Guru through the MLB season, and you will. And because I'm going to earn that from you guys. And we need to get a lot more subscribers. So to finish this, now the Grizzlies, interestingly enough, they're at home. Obviously, they're not a hockey team, right? Grizzlies are at home today, and they're playing Toronto. Interestingly enough, just like the Ducks, they're playing the Canadian team, and Memphis played yesterday, and they're at home. They didn't leave their village. Toronto's struggling this year. It looks like I feel they're good enough to make the play-in game in the NBA. I don't know that for sure. I know because Siakam's a good player, not a great player. He's a good player. Will they make it? It's hard to say. But what we do know is the Memphis Grizzlies would have made it if Morant didn't have this gun charge that's been hanging over him. Okay, that kept him out of the first 25 games, I believe. That's a lot. The team struggled. Look how poor they are. Their record is one of the worst in the NBA. So why are we betting it? Well, it's a low number, so they expect a very close game. Morant's winning with this team. I think he's 5-2. He's one of the best players in the league. He's certainly one of the best small players in the league. That's a fact. And I believe in this spot, I'm staying with Memphis. Okay. And I'm going to bet them again. I think they should win this game. Their approach has to be to win as many games as possible. They do not have the luxury to take a night off. And we're gonna stay with that for now until there's reasons not to. Right now, as long as they're going to give us a reasonable number on the Grizzlies, we're going to take that number and we're going to try. That's good value for us. We have a dead pick, -1. Again, you buy off that one, take the money line Memphis, and he should play. Smart has been hurt, but he's had a lot of time off. Morant's had a lot of time off. This should not affect that they played yesterday at home. They had some time off over the holiday. So this team should be in a position of focus to win. They need to try to make that play-in game in the West. And I believe if everything works out, they have a shot. But they gotta win. These are the kind of games they have to win. See what they do today. So we got them, gurus. So to reiterate, Capitals puck line, NHL Ducks puck line. That's your main bet. Grizzlies money line. All you have to do is buy off the one. Optional money line. I'm going to bet money line on both the Capitals and the Ducks because the value pays a lot if they win outright. So the ratio is, in my opinion, very reasonable. Go ahead and take that. And Gurus, I've shared this with you last week. These secondary bets we've been making, which are more riskier, but we invest a lot less money, generally 20% to the dollar. But they need to start winning, and that'll accelerate our profit margin. In a given day, if you hit your primary and secondary bets, you can accelerate your profits. And that's why we keep doing this, because that's our goal. And these games are reasonable. They're all at home, right? We have Grizzlies at home, Ducks at home, Capitals at home. So let's go over the round robins again, real quick, and then we'll close the show. The first one is UMass College Hoops, UMass money line. I'm betting that the whole way. It's a low number, 1.5, 2. I'm just playing the money line. George Washington's a 3-point spread. I'm playing the money line. It's $1.70. And Miami's getting 2. They're really getting 1. So you can buy it to 2 or 1.5. That's good value, right? If it wins. And so we're taking that at home. That's how close this game is. They gave us a point. We took it, Miami. So they've had success against this team. So there's your one round robin. The next one is, again, staying in college basketball, Georgia Tech's a road dog +5 I saw. Hoosiers +6. Again, you can buy to these numbers if you can. And then you have the Clippers on the money line. And again, we talked about that optional money line bet for Indiana and Georgia Tech. And again, Gurus, that's your decision. Always is on this show. I'm just here to guide you and give you the picks that I'm betting today, and that will help you. We want to move into the next round robin, and that's Sacramento's at home. The Magic played yesterday. Sac's been very good to us lately. That's important. That tells me that's a good sign. The odds makers are making this spread reasonable again. I'm going to take Sacramento again because of that. And they're on a back-to-back. The Magic, that should put the game in our favor to win it. The Pacers are at home getting 4. We want to take that number against Milwaukee, buy it there, buy the tie. They've proven they can beat this team. They're sitting around the mid area for the postseason. They can afford. They don't really need to take a night off Atlanta. They don't have that luxury unless they want to play an in-play game if they're not careful. Let's see what they got. They started out well. They adjusted since that in-game loss to the Lakers. They started playing poorly after that. They had some injury issues, but they're healthy now. Halliburton is their best player. They're all playing. They better all be playing. And we can cover this number. And again, optional money line. The Hawks are getting 1.5, 2. Get off that 1. OKC played yesterday. Hawks lost earlier this team, and they want to probably get a little revenge. Hey, they're hopefully tired. Remember, they have to travel from OKC all the way to Atlanta. That's a long trip, especially after you've played. The Hawks should be ready for this team, and they need to keep winning to ensure they get into the postseason, Atlanta. They don't want to be another play-in team, but right now that's how they're playing. So that's all they'll be, and good luck with that. How'd that work for them last year? And then we have, so that's the, and then the last one, Gurus, we have 2 hockey games. Interestingly, I'm betting both of them. The Capitals are a puck line dog at home. They're playing, let's see who I have them at. They're playing the Devils, and they have a new coach, the Capitals. So let's see if he can continue the success he's had against this team. We are getting a puck line. We don't have to win. So our primary bet's going to be on that puck line. The Ducks are playing Toronto. They're on a back-to-back. So we want to try and take advantage of that. They just had a win in LA. They're a very solid team, Toronto, this year. But we need to, again, focusing on that puck line. But we are going to bet. I'm betting money line on these games. for a small percentage. Washington, the Ducks between 10 and 20, and we'll see how that goes, Gurus. The last game is Grizzlies. They're at home. We're going to play Moran again. He's been reasonably good to us. We'll see if he can continue that. They played yesterday, the Grizzlies, but we come back with them today. They can't take a day off, Memphis. They're so far behind. They can't take a day off. So, real quick, this is my Sports Guru Vegas is how you find me. So, what we decided to do a little over 2 weeks ago is get these short videos out to the gurus out there on TikTok, Twitter, and especially the gurus who are watching the show who weren't getting my picks in the NFL when we first started this. We weren't shooting a show on Sunday or Saturday at the beginning. It was Monday through Friday. I wasn't getting the picks out to you guys on the weekend. What I was doing is I'd meet people and I'd get there and I would text it to the people I'd meet. Some of them gave me their phone numbers. Others emailed me, and I did it that way. So I talked to Dave and I said, look, David, I got to get these bets out on TikTok, Twitter. We're missing a lot of people who aren't getting our picks. In addition, the gurus who are watching us aren't getting our picks on the weekends. That's not good. That's not good at all. You have to get every bet to get your percentages. And there's a language here, I call it, that we're following. And it's my language that I'm introducing you guys. You've been using some of these strategies on your own. I'm just doing this is what I do. And I've been sharing with you, gurus. Make your own bets, mix them with these games. You like a couple, mix them. Right now, you'd be winning doing that. Eventually, I'm going to win because I've been doing this a long time, and we're just going to keep grinding these good bets out until we hit some round robins clean in the same day, at least two. That's how you shoot up your profit margins. And we're close to doing that, gurus. Hopefully today it happens. I say that every day. We have reasonable positions today. College basketball is our bread and butter. We've been on the uptick in NBA lately. Hockey's been on the downtick lately. Yesterday was not a good day. Needs to bounce back today. We're watching hockey. But we got to stay with the bad hoops. NFL's this weekend. Bowl game, one more left. We had a winning bowl season. I think we went 5-3 or whatever on the games, which is reasonable. And then we just want to continue. So every day, Guru, this show is from noon to 1 West Coast time. We shoot the show. It's part of our business. We're trying to grow the company. And then I get the short videos out on Twitter and TikTok, and those just keep running repeatedly. And so you can always go on there if you happen to miss the show. I like doing this show. It's my way of communicating to you guys, to share some information, some of the experience I've had. That's why I'm doing the show, to help you in your own journey of sports wagering. And we want to eventually help the world out here. This is a global show. I want this to be a movement, and I want the world to follow. They will, because I'm giving out good information. It's hard work, and I'm doing something they can't give you. Now, there are other podcasts that can deliver this. If they are, watch them. I want you to win, gurus. Stay winning. There's another, looks like another comment, and it's from Mark. Yes, I agree. Mark says it gives us the most options to choose from. That's a good thing. And again, Mark's my partner, so he understands what I've been saying. You have to have a lot of volume to be able to pick find good opportunities. So if you're a real estate investor, right, you can't have one property. You have to have multiple properties, buy, sell, so you have your profit margin. Stocks are the same way. You have to have multiple stocks. One could go down for any reason, so you have to have support from the others. It's called investing. And games are no different in sports. Look, we released 4 round robins. That's 12 games today. And when I do this, I win, because the more games, the better. If you look back traditionally, when I have a bigger board, we usually make money because that's better for us. Not afraid of that. Most people couldn't even conceive of betting 12 games today. This is normal for me. So we need to have a good day. The next message he sent, and thanks, Mark, for reaching out to the viewers. This week's NFL will have a lot of situations with teams who need or don't need the game, and I explained that to you, gurus, yesterday. Very important to look at these positions before making picks, and that's correct. So, what does that mean, right? So when you hear about a team already clinching and they can't go anywhere, the first instinct you would have is, well, you should bet the other team who has more motivation. Well, of course, that's what we're going to try to do, but there's layers to that. So what does the odds makers do, gurus? They move the money down. So it makes it much harder. You have to generally win the game. You don't get points. So you have to find that sweet spot that I tell you guys about every single day. And that's what the least amount to invest compared to the highest return on your money. That's why we're here. But you need a guide for that. Just like, you growing up, your parents or yourselves might have investment people help give you consultation on your 401k, your stock positions. They better be good, or that's why you're paying them a commission, right? Most, I say half of them aren't worth shit, right? But you have people that work hard and take this very seriously to help their clients achieve the highest profit. We're like that. And we're just dealing with an entity that's difficult to make a profit with. The work ethic's there. It's just difficult to make a profit. And seasonally in the market, whether it's real estate or stocks, it depends. In a difficult market, you're not going to make any money. You have to find other investments. Good luck. We just had 2 years of very difficult economy, 3 years if you count when the pandemic came, right? And that was probably meant to happen. But bottom line is, we've had to overcome a lot as a nation, right? And we are, it looks like, getting our feet back on the ground through our economy. It looks that way, but it's early in the game. So we'll see how this turns out. But let's hope things keep moving in a positive direction, gurus, right? We want everything to be better, regardless of your politics. We want the country to do well, no matter who's leading it. And we each have our own opinions on that. And we will get better leadership next year. That's a fact. And you'll see that. Anyway, so you have the four. Thanks, Mark, for sharing that. You have the 4 round robins, and we've shared all those with you. And the last thing, gurus, is like I always say every show, please share. I need subscribers. I haven't been out lately because of health issues. Plus, my mom's visiting. I've been enjoying my time with her. That's been very important. And it's everything to me is spending time with your family. It's everything, especially as you get older, gurus. You'll find that out if as you age. It's a blessing to have my mom in my life and my family. I have a blessed life. She's part of that. I'm so grateful to her. And I want to thank her personally on the show for everything she does. And my job is to make her proud of me. So stay on here, be on time, put out good bets for you guys, right? Support you emotionally, get you fired up for life and winning, right? Show a good work ethic, get positive results for our work, make America great again, right? We want to do that. We want to compete and have fun betting sports. That requires good picks, right? Good matchups. That's my job. And you can help by doing it with me, and you do. And you're having fun on it. That's why you're watching me. So we love what we do. We're excited. Every day is a new day of opportunity and new opportunities to be. You're going to hit every game technically, but you got to be reasonable, be responsible, gurus. We've had this conversation already. So I want to thank you guys for being here with me today. And I want you to come back tomorrow. It's going to be another busy day in college basketball. We're going to be ready for it, Mark and I, because we know how to do this. And we'll have anything else that we can help you with, NBA and hockey. We'll talk about that too. So please come back tomorrow on the show. We'll shoot it about noon. And I want you guys to have a great day. I hope these games all help you win. They will be on TikTok and Twitter after this show. It takes me about an hour to start loading them, but they'll all be there for you. Watch it, subscribe, share with your friends. Get me some subscriptions and followers so I can turn this into a profitable business and I can pay people, grow, spread the word to the world, get bigger and bigger, sell some merchandise, right? And let's get this done, gurus, because we have to. We simply have to. Or Disney ESPN wins it. We can't let that happen. So come back tomorrow at noon. We'll have another show. We'll talk about what it takes to be successful. Hopefully, these games will take care of that, support that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you.